Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, and empowerment coach. And I'm here today with a video on tomorrow's new moon in Scorpio. Before I start, I just want to give you a little bit of business. I am a whole sign Western astrologer. All my videos will be based on whole sign Western astrology. If you would like to book a reading with me, I am available and the information is in the description below. It's not taking too long to get appointments right now. I can do both astrology readings as well as intuitive readings. And also, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you'll always be aware when new content comes up. We are walking into some very transformational times. Anybody who is watching any sort of news or even scrolling Yahoo knows that things seem to be getting tenser and tenser around the world. So let's dive right into this new moon in Scorpio. What a new moon is, it's the darkest phase of the moon. It's where the sun and the moon come together like mother and father to plant the seeds for new manifestations. The idea of a Scorpio new moon is going to be something that has the theme of power and control. It's going to involve money, other people's money. Scorpio rules other people's money in the form of taxes, inheritances, people who deal with other people's money, investment bankers, people such like that. Scorpio in general is a passionate sign. It's the detective of the zodiac. It rules the bowels of plumbing, what's hidden underneath. I shouldn't actually say the bowels. It rules the anus and what releases toxic energy. We know a scorpion can be a bit stingy. We know that. Scorpio is known as a fixed sign. So it doesn't shift its opinion very easily once it has landed on a dynamic. So what we're seeing is, and the other thing I want to mention is Scorpio rules, when it's ruling the unseen, it's also ruling unseen information. So this new moon tomorrow is in what they call an opposition to Uranus in Taurus. Taurus rules money as well. It rules the money we make with our skills. So we have this theme of the new moon in Scorpio that rules other people's money in opposition to Taurus, the money I make for myself with my skills, where my food is. Taurus rules food, and I'm kind of going into, when I say food, I started to think about the Food and Drug Administration and all those kind of things as well, because where I'm going with this is Uranus rules liberation, it rules revolution, it rules unexpected things, it rules lightning and explosions. And in this opposition, I believe we may discover a lot of information coming up over the next few months. Every new moon is a 6-month cycle, 6-month cycle until the full moon in its same sign. And so we're going to see the world feel a little bit more disruptive. And I want to offer this too, because I don't want to scare people, but I do think that we need to be mindful. And when I say mindful, I don't mean about stockpiling canned goods. I'm talking about trusting my gut and my instincts. Scorpio is a very, very intuitive sign. And it's really a time to implement that now so that you can bring out the higher vibrations of what Scorpio has to offer, because this new moon is making some aspects to very challenging, angry energies. I don't talk about it, but there is a dwarf planet that is similar to Pluto in its size called Eris. And Eris is the female, the sister of Mars. So she is like Xena warrior princess, okay? And she is making what they call a square aspect to Pluto and Capricorn. Now, this new moon is in Scorpio, but Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And in ancient times, it's ruled by Mars. And if you watched the November monthly, you know that Mars is currently transiting Scorpio. Any planets that you have in Scorpio, whether it be your sun, your moon, if you have Mercury or you have Venus or Mars, those are the personal planets. This new moon is going to have a very big impact over the next 6 months on your life. It's hitting my midheaven, or my par of fortune. I have Neptune and Mercury in Scorpio. So this is going to make some aspects to me. It's also in opposition to my moon. So I don't quite know how it's going to play out for me, but I do know that one of the themes is it's very important for me to be very authentic about how I treat my body, the food I put in my body. Am I fueling my body or am I feeding my body? And then to pay attention to my resources, because with Scorpio ruling other people's money and having a square between Pluto and Eris, there may be a feeling of your money being restricted by regulations and rules and things that have come up that we've had to pay for that we didn't used to, like masks and things like that. I also want to say that in the November monthly, I talked about Venus moving into Capricorn the day after the new moon. This is another theme. Capricorn is government money. Venus, that rules Taurus, is our personal money. So there's a big theme here going on between money that is mine and money that is other people's, or money that's being asked of me to pay for other things. This could create a lot of tension, I think, for people. Or there may feel a tightening in some way, as if monetary resources or resources for food and things that we normally experience with ease may feel tighter. So essentially, I guess what the point of this video is, forewarned is forearmed. And I mean it in a way where I'm digging down to a deeper truth of what's important to me and where do I want to put my resources. There's going to be this tension building, and the tension feels like it comes through restrictions, and restrictions that are said to be good for us, but we're not quite sure if they're good for us or not. And so the point of this video is to help you align your deeper truth as the caterpillar going into the cocoon, so that you have an opportunity over the next 6 months to be aware of how you're processing information that may come out of nowhere, and information that we didn't know. And I also have, on a personal level, just intuitively been concerned about some of the new safeguards for our young ones and our children. And these safeguards that the powers that be have put into place may reveal challenges attached to them, and they may not be as great as we think they are initially, at least not for everybody. So where I'm going with this is, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't want to say one thing is good and one thing is bad, as much as I want to tell you to trust a deeper knowing. If you have this feeling of anxiousness about being asked to do something you don't feel authentically on board with, then give yourself a minute to take a pause. Allow this planetary activity to reveal information that was otherwise held behind closed doors. And while I don't want to be a little over the top, the United States president is a Scorpio with a stellium in the 12th house of Scorpio. And if you know astrology at all, you know that the 12th house is the house that is behind me, that I can't see. So in some respects, the leader of the United States may reveal information, or information may come about on a political scale that affects all of us. I don't know what that information will be, and I'm not saying that the information is good or bad, but there is a feeling of trepidation attached to the revelations that are coming towards us. And what one of those revelations may be is that our freedoms are becoming a theory rather than an actual experience that we have. And we may find that people lose their minds over it. That's simple. That's all I want to say. I really feel that there could be the potential for people just being very incensed and angry about not being heard, and instead being put in a herd. So while I have my own personal trepidations about the months ahead, I also know that my perception is going to see me through. I also know that when I ask Scorpio, the energy of Scorpio and the idea of Pluto and Mars, I'm an Aries rising. I'm ruled by Mars. And what Mars and Pluto have in common is they want to dig down to the deepest truth. The truth that we are all valuable, the truth that we are all deserving, the truth that we are all allowed to make our own choices and create the worlds we want to live in. And I believe that these squares, and while Eris is not a widely talked about planet, there are many, many planets that are out in our solar system that we as humans don't know about, that I'm sure are making effects. But she is the sister of the war of God, the God of war, sorry. And so this makes me want to bring up that if you yourself find yourself getting increasingly impatient and angry, take a step back, take a breath. Before you take action, make sure it's intentional action and not reaction. This is something that, as the country I live in, the United States, comes up on its Pluto return in the beginning of 2022, we're just going to see a lot more challenging and what appears to be disruptive energies. But what we want to do is look beyond the disruption into what the disruption has to offer. More freedoms, more equality, more harmony, more authenticity, more peace of mind. So as you contemplate what you want to plant into your experience in this life on the new moon in Scorpio tomorrow, give yourself an opportunity to use this, excuse me, challenging opposition in being in with Uranus as an opportunity to liberate yourself from things that were otherwise feeling oppressive, and in such a way that allows you to see this liberation as a long-term shift and not a temporary displacement. I hope all of this made sense. I think those of you that are familiar with me know by my demeanor that I have a little bit of trepidation about the coming events and what this new moon has to offer us. And the idea that Venus is going to be in Capricorn, where money may feel restricted by government and authority until March of 2022. She's going to go in, hang out, go retrograde for a while, and then come back out. And she'll be moving on into Aquarius from there. So that's really all I have to say. I wish I felt a little bit more excited about this moon in its vacation, in a vacation-y way versus a work way, because I do think that this is requiring me to be more conscious on my roadways, conscious in my everyday life, conscious with those that are unconscious, because the people that are unconscious will respond to these squares in challenging ways, and they will hold on to their point of view as if it was a lifeline. So you may find this, and if you engage, you're just going to find yourself frustrated. So allow for the reveal and allow for yourself to decide how you want to show up for others, because I feel like my gentility with myself during this time will help me to be gentle with others as they figure it out. Because people are, they could be driving faster, they could be more anxious, they could be more impatient, they could be more willing to go to war with words. We've got Mercury in Scorpio the day after this new moon. Mercury rules our roadways, it rules our words, it rules what we speak, it rules what we teach, it rules what we think, it rules the teams we work in, it rules our neighborhoods and our communities. So I want to ask you all to do your best to be a lighthouse on this planet at this time, to remember that you are a being of love and light, and to do your best to be compassionate. If you can't love something, try to have compassion for it as the experience, the person, or the dynamic works itself out. All right, that's it for me. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and please comment. I'm looking forward to a fun full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. It's going to be another exciting opportunity for us to embrace some of these fated events. So I'll be back around the 19th of November. Have a great month, everybody, and I'll see you soon.